Fighting in the postmodern era of Forge of Empires. The completely new feature in the fighting system of the postmodern era is the two-wave battles of the province map. Different to the guild expedition, the province map fights do not have a built-in preference to attack rogues first. This makes fights against two waves much more difficult. If you have succeeded against wave 1, your possibly already partially wounded team will have to fight against a new, fresh wave. The battle shown in the video uses the automatic fighting feature. This can only be done without fearing losses because the computer only has very small fighting bonuses. In this case, it is 25%. As an attacker, I have a bonus of 90% on attack and defense. But the fighting bonus is not the only factor influencing the difficulty of the fights. In the first provinces, the computer's teams are always incomplete, which makes it much easier. In the advanced provinces, you will find more complete teams and less units are from previous ages. The bonuses slowly climb up to 40%. Those who advance their great buildings with fighting bonus to level 10 each will not have difficulties to succeed in these fights. Trying the same with units from previous ages will reveal how much better the postmodern units are. Let us have a look on them in detail. The MG team. The MG team is the first unit with the special ability Contact, which enables the unit to strike back when hit even if the attacker attacks from a range. This even works for hidden attackers. The artillery is the only postmodern unit which can attack an MG team from outside of their range. This means that you should not use MG teams if the opponent has a lot of artillery. On top, the MG team has the special ability Duck In, which increases their defense value if the attacker is more than 2 tiles away. On rocks, the MG teams have as much attack strength as an universal tank, and if the opponent attacks from a distance, they also have the same defense value. They have a bonus against light units and fast units. You can use them for nearly everything in the postmodern era. As shown in the video, the special abilities are great to use in the guild expedition as you can use many rogues here. The rogues change to a MG team when hit and strike back immediately. Each attacker gets wounded when hitting the MG team and usually will die with the second hit. This unit is real fun, as long as the opponent does not have many universal tanks and artillery. The Commando. Like the conscript of the progressive era, the Commando has a special ability Close Quarters if the opponent is on an adjacent field. On top, they have the special ability Hide in Forest, as known from Ranger, Jäger and Paratroop. Hidden in a forest, they cannot be attacked from a distance. If attacked from an adjacent field, they have an added defense bonus in the forest and their strike back ability is very strong then. The forest is the key to win with these units. The Commando has another bonus in entrenchments. Unfortunately, the maps don't have many of them. These 3 abilities make it necessary that you play very precisely with these units. Not using their special abilities makes commandos to be cannon fodder. These light units have a significant bonus against heavy units and artillery. They can resist a lot against these. I used commandos a lot against universal tanks and the predecessor battle tanks. The IFV. Since the very beginning, fast units always were a great counter to artillery because they reach the opposite side quickly. Now, the fast unit of the postmodern era, the IFV, got a strong bonus for attack and defense against artillery. IFVs also have a good bonus against light units. This makes them to be a good partner for universal tanks. The IFVs first kill the light units and then the universal tanks just eliminate everything else. On planes, the IFV receives a defense bonus. The universal tank. Different to its predecessor, the battle tank of the modern era, the universal tanks again have a small attack bonus on planes. More important is their strong bonus against ranged units and fast units. I completely understand that it sounds attractive to always use the battle tank against nearly everything in the postmodern era. If the opponent does not have too many light units, this nearly always succeeds. It is really a very universal tank. The rocket artillery. The rocket artillery again has bad attack values. On top, it only has the same defense values as the mechanized artillery from the modern era. As all other units advanced a lot from modern to postmodern, the artillery looks much weaker than before. The artillery always had a bonus on hills, but the rocket artillery does not. The bonuses against heavy units and ranged units are not that impressive. More important is the fact that they can attack ranged units from outside of their range to avoid their strike back. But even in fighting against ranged units, universal tanks are much better. Therefore, I never used the artillery much in the postmodern era. The champion. In the postmodern era, the champions are heavy units for the very first time with a better movement. But their values cannot convince me that much. In the postmodern era, champions do not have the same huge importance that they have in the contemporary era. For GVG players, not only in the postmodern era, it is popular to keep champion retreats of previous ages so that the Alcatraz continues to produce these champions. This enables the player to fight in nearly every age without the need to build military buildings of the required age first. The postmodern era provides a very interesting, well-balanced combination of units which I really like. Each unit has its own purpose and attraction. Some players will make everything with MG teams. Other players will prefer universal tanks combined with IFVs. Whatever you prefer, fighting in the postmodern era is on a new quality level and makes much more fun.